for that mass shooting, and then she came back home to find that. So really you hear those stories and you feel for those residents. So to give you an update on some of the damage we've seen, North Ranch Park, the North Ranch Country Club, we saw several homes there, 3 homes destroyed on Churchwood Drive, and it's really a story that we're going to see for the next couple of days. The damage assessment team with the local fire department still working on trying to gather all those numbers, so we will keep you updated. But it's really devastation that we're looking at here in this community. For now, live at Thousand Oaks, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Mario, so are people being allowed back in that area if they have left?
No way.
Yeah, we talked to several residents this morning, and they've been allowed back to their homes. We don't know if that's officially meaning that the evacuations have been lifted, but they've at least been allowed back onto their streets to at least check, and a lot of them just standing by. And firefighters, you can imagine, they're really focusing on getting around and getting to those houses, so a lot of the times they can't really, communicate with the residents to get out, and they are, from what we've seen, really taking those evacuations seriously and getting out of the area. But this morning we have seen several coming back to check up on their homes.
And I know you mentioned also, Mario, we were talking earlier that many residents rely on the news media to check on their homes. Unfortunately, did you say 3 homes were destroyed on, what is it, Churchwood? Is that where you said?
Yeah, Churchwood Drive. We were there earlier this morning, and we saw the damage ourselves. So I know maybe some of the official numbers aren't going to be tallied up yet, but from what we can see, we counted all morning, and we've seen half a dozen to a dozen homes, maybe more, that have been damaged.
Here's the other thing in talking about plan of attack for firefighters, Mario, is we saw very early in the morning when it was still dark out, as you mentioned, that some of these firefighters, unfortunately, if it was just, if it appeared to be a total loss, they just had to drive right past these properties and kind of go to the areas where they actually could do some good and hopefully defend some of the properties. Is that right?
Yeah, I will tell you, we were talking to the Ventura County Fire PIO earlier this morning, and we asked him, why do you let buildings and structures just burn when there's, a chance that it could worsen? And they say once it's so involved, the house we were at earlier this morning, 25% involved, it's pointless to keep fighting it with the strong winds. They say it becomes a pointless effort at that point, so they have to go where they can actually use their resources to make a really big impact.
Okay, so as we look at those aerial shots, just one last thing. Sorry, Megan, I was just going to mention that we're waiting on a news conference, which is going to be at 9 o'clock in Thousand Oaks. Ventura County Fire will be there, the Sheriff's Department, LA County Fire and Sheriff Fire and Police Department, CAL FIRE will also be there, so you can get a better idea of the acreage, kind of the resources.
If they really wanted to.
We haven't heard from them yet today.
We haven't heard from that, but just hearing Mario right now, I was going to say to Mario, and
I don't know what's burning.
This, but hearing
that looks like dirt to me.
You have to pass over your home if it's 25%, affected. That is hard to hear.
There's a lot of low shrubs there, and it has been dry.
The people need to understand that they need to contain this fire, get it down, and work on areas that are going out of control.
It's a triage situation.
It's so hard to hear that.
Not as much as it
a mass casualty, a mass shooting. You have to decide who needs the help the most.
But that's why I say people stay back and try to defend their home or irrigate their home to prevent the fire. We're just saying how, some water lines are shut down because people in other communities are, fireproofing their homes by spraying down the roofs, areas.
Maybe this is a good thing.
Obviously, you take from resources from the fire departments.
But it's understandable, right? I mean, I luckily, and none of us here have been in this situation.
Maybe we're looking
but these homes and these families, this is their life.
That's the truth.
People's lives.
Well, but the bigger point is, it's not their life.
There's always a silver lining in every cloud, correct?
It's important to leave
and this is something
thankfully we have not been telling the story of anybody losing their lives today, but we have seen in fires too often in the last year where we do. Where people who do stay behind end up being killed because these fires are so dramatic. And what we're seeing in Malibu right now is evidence of how quickly they can change and how the power of Mother Nature, Maria, and it's on full display today.
You really have to use that instinct of yours.
Maybe
right now,
they're
you
not
may
doing
not
it
be
to
directly
themselves.
affected by these fires, but use
Maybe
this
there's a
time,
big
please.
upsurge.
Prepare, get all of your
And it
prescription
looks like
medicines ready. Back that car up out so that you can
Maybe
leave
there's-
at a moment's
maybe
notice
there's,
when you see that danger.
you know,
Getting
the
close.
earthquakes
Don't
and
wait for
everything. Maybe
firefighters
there's
to come
magma
and
coming
knock
to
on
the
your door.
surface. Maybe
Okay,
it's,
look, here's your
and
plane,
make you
dude.
evacuate.
Listen.
Right.
Look at this big fixed-wing aircraft now.
Yeah.
getting ready.
What is it doing? What is it supposed to do?
It's a DC-10 tanker. What's going to happen? He's going to open up his belly.
This is the first mission of the morning.
He's going to drop a bunch of red shit. Now, instead of that, just one, there could be many of those in a heartbeat because everybody has one of those, two of those.
This essentially modified DC-10 can hold up to 12,000 gallons. I mentioned earlier the Phos-Check, that nitrogen-rich film, which you see these fixed wings
I think this is
essentially
tape.
paint the hillsides with
I
that
already
orangish,
recorded
that red
this,
film.
so-
It's a fire retardant. It helps set up that perimeter,
Weird.
that line around the fire, trying to starve it of the fuel, heat, and oxygen it needs to continue to grow. And this is going to be the first drop, again, up to 12,000 gallons of that Phos-Check in the belly
Pretty
of
low.
this DC-10 air
climbing.
tanker. It's called 10 Tanker Air Carrier. That tank is 65 feet long. It can drop up to
We're in a helicopter.
1,500 gallons of
Yeah,
that
filming it.
12,000 gallon payload every second. And it looks like they're going to hit the hills above Malibu, the Santa Monica Mountains. He's making a left turn here. We'll be crossing over the 101. Heads up, Calabasas. This is what's coming your way, heading towards Agora, up towards Mulholland, and the shoreline of Malibu. Again, now the first major air resource, the first major air asset arriving here at the Woolsey fire.
Why does it
And he
take
will be
that-
hitting
take long?
this
Why does it take that
eastern,
long?
southeastern flank of this fire. We'll widen out just a little bit, and we'll show you that massive loom up that he's heading into. You can't fly through that. He's going to fly on the periphery of this loom up. We can't fly through it either. If we pan the camera off to the left and widen out just a little bit, you're going to see, there it is. There's that massive loom up burning south of the 101 freeway, roaring up the Santa Monica Mountains.
Come on.
That tinder dry chaparral. The
What
man's
woods make clouds like that?
That's nuts.
That's
No.
not real.
No, there's-
No, there's something. There is no way that trees make that. That's
There is some crazy
bullshit.
shit out there.
Air tanker
That's
is gonna take
bullshit.
along the ridge
I'm
line.
sorry.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on in the
And he's
middle of
gonna
that
paint,
shit that's causing all
one
that
side of this
shit?
fire.
What
He's
war
gonna
is
try to
happening
protect
in there?
homes. He wants to
Exactly.
make this
No,
drop
what bombs
because it
went
does
off,
take
like
some
there's
time
smoke
for this
bombs.
aircraft to get back to San
Bullshit.
Bernardino towards the Inland Empire and get another load up of that Phos-Check. 12,000 gallons of it. We'll continue to watch it. We'll widen out a little bit more, and he's flying right up against that east-southeastern flank. Remember, this fire extends from the north up towards the hills on the south side of Simi Valley to the west through Ventura County by Thousand Oaks and the 23. and
Wow.
then to the south, up into the
There's
Santa
not
Monica
enough
Mountains
trees
from
in
Ventura
those
County,
valleys
from,
next to
the
those
Thousand
homes
Oaks area
to
southward over
make
towards
that kind of
Malibu.
coverage in
Again,
the
our first
sky.
major,
There's no
asset,
friggin'
air
way.
resources arriving here in
And
And
Southern
even if
California,
there were
dropping
wind
that Phos-Check,
gusts,
and we'll continue to
those
follow,
clouds
this
and stuff would have been
aircraft
cleared out of
Skybox. He
there.
does have a spot
That wind would
He has a
have
plan
lined all that
ahead,
shit up.
seeing
I'm
where
sorry.
that
That's
drop
just.
would be most useful. So he's getting that intel. He wants to
Yeah,
clean it in an
sure.
area that will protect
It's all
the
clear
forward
right there,
movement
but
of this
no.
fire. The south
Those
and
clouds aren't
southwestward
clear.
movement of
They're
this fire,
massive.
because the winds are coming from the north.
They're not
northeast.
clouds.
Again, this is
They're
on the
something
Santa Monica
else.
mountainside here, and it looks like he's dipped underneath the clouds a bit. We're going to continue to try to track him from up here in Skybox. Back to you.
Rick, when people see that, they think relief in sight, and they think how many of these are going to be up in the air. But how long does it take to refuel? Once he makes a drop, people want to know how quickly they can get back up in the air.
Yeah, it means going back to San Bernardino. There's what's called a farm out there, if you will, a fuel farm, whether it be water or nitrogen, that these aircraft
That plane's gonna
use to
do
fight
nothing.
These fires. And this is coming
That's
out of
a real
San
fire?
Bernardino, so it will likely, or possibly,
Well, it's
Victor, we're trying to get to
It's like a fireplace, dude. You know, if you have a huge fire in a fireplace, you have to throw logs in there and the fire gets bigger and bigger and bigger. There's no way that there's enough trees there to cause that huge coverage of smoke in the sky that high up. I mean, that's what? How many thousand feet up? Think about it. Look at that. That's like commercial airplane couldn't. I mean,
That's massive.
what? 35,000 feet? 40,000 feet? Commercial airlines fly? What's that?
That is a huge fucking
And you're saying that there's Malibu has that much tinder and Paradise did wood to make a fire like that, that's fucking crazy. There's no way. There's no way that is from. I've been there. That was my hangout place. There's no way. I've been through those canyons driving there. There's no friggin' way. No friggin' way that is possible from a tourist in paradise. Or that, oh, I know, it must have been the sofas that burned in everybody's homes that made that caustic cloud. You're right? So, yeah.
A live shot of the traffic now also northbound is also getting very busy, but we want to tell you Canaan Doom Road now is closed. You cannot head into the hills. You can come down from the hills, but you cannot head up. And that means no residents, nothing. This is a hard closure. No one being allowed uphill on this road except for first responders. So this complicates the situation for folks trying to get home a little bit. Please monitor the traffic reports. This continues to change. They are discussing more hard closures on PCH because of the Woolsey fire. We'll bring those to you as soon as they make a decision on that, but they're discussing it right now. But Canaan Doom is shut down for traffic heading into the mountains. You can come down off the hill, but you can't go up. And one more time, let me just give you a live look at the traffic. Because of the closure right here, traffic is backed up now on
there's
both
a stolen plane from
the
SeaTac.
Pacific Coast Highway.
They just re-outfitted it.
Area, but also you've got those mandatory evacuation orders.
I said there's that stolen plane from SeaTac. They just re-outfitted it.
So we'll bring you the latest. This is Fox 11.
That's what they stole that plane for, so they can film it.
There you go.
And where you are, Rita was talking earlier about animal evacuations. Not too far from where you are, Zuma Beach is a place where people are being advised they can bring.
Yeah, they have good pizza out in Zuma Beach. I've been there.
That's great.
Can't remember the name of
Animals
the pizza
always
place,
such a
but it's
huge
pretty cool.
concern. You saw it live
It's
here
good.
on Fox 11 this morning. Firefighters rescuing some
Oxnard,
little cockatiels
best
that were
Mexican food
trapped
I've
in
had in a long
cage, and
time.
outdoor cage.
Sal's.
Their owners apparently evacuated and left them there. We've got two of them, firefighters giving them to us, and we've got them at an animal sanctuary, and the two little birds are safe. We're going to post a picture on that right now. And you
Oh,
can
the
just
two
see
birdies
such a
are
tense
safe.
situation
Thank
right now.
God.
So it's kind of
I'm so
shows
worried
how
about
it does
that.
their best to control traffic.